Under the morning light, endless rows of broccoli stretch across the fertile valleys of California, Arizona, and Washington, shimmering in the cool air. Here in the United States, broccoli has become more than just a vegetable. It has turned into a powerful symbol of modern agriculture. In 2025, American farmers are projected to harvest close to 1 million tons of broccoli, securing their place among the top producers in the world. The journey begins in these green fields, and at harvest time, precision is everything. When the buds are still tightly closed and the crown is firm, it is the signal that the broccoli has reached peak quality. Even a delay of just a few days can cause the florets to loosen yellow and lose the sweetness and crispness that consumers expect. For that reason, the harvest must be done swiftly and with great care. Most farms rely on manual labor at this stage, with skilled workers carrying long, sharp knives. Each worker bends low cuts the stem with a clean, steady motion and places the head onto mobile conveyors that run through the rows. It is a task that demands experience, for the cut must be precise, neither too high nor too low, leaving the plant stable while ensuring the crown remains intact. Although prototypes of automatic broccoli harvesters exist, they are not yet widely adopted, as the unique structure of the plant makes full mechanization difficult. Still, technology plays a role. Conveyor trucks and field cooling systems move in step with the workers, keeping the harvest flowing quickly from row to truck bed. On peak days, a large farm can move hundreds of thousands of pounds of broccoli from the field before the sun reaches its zenith. Once the broccoli is cut, the race against time continues. Every hour matters because broccoli, like lettuce or spinach, is a delicate crop that begins losing freshness almost immediately. The harvested heads are transported to chilled trailers stationed at the edge of the field, where forced cold air systems start reducing the temperature. Trucks filled with crates of freshly cut broccoli then roll out, heading toward nearby facilities that will decide the product's destiny. Whether it will end up fresh in supermarkets, sealed and frozen for year-round supply, or processed into value-added foods for restaurants and global trade. At the processing plants, the story of broccoli takes on a new rhythm. Trucks pull up to receiving bays where forklifts swiftly unload crates stacked high with green crowns. The first step is always cooling. Massive hydrocoolers or vacuum cooling chambers are used to drop the temperature rapidly to between 32 and 36 degrees Fahrenheit. This critical step slows down respiration locks and color and keeps the florets crisp. In fact, research from the USDA suggests that properly cooled broccoli can last up to 3 weeks in controlled storage, while improperly cooled heads may lose half their quality in just a few days. Once cooled, the broccoli enters a meticulous cleaning stage. Automated conveyor belts carry each crown through high-pressure water sprays that wash away field dust and soil. Rotating brushes work gently along the surface, ensuring the tight florets are free from debris without bruising the buds. Quality inspectors line both sides of the belt, removing any heads with blemishes, open flowers, or insect marks. Here, human eyes still make the final call, blending technology with judgment, honed by years of experience. After cleaning, broccoli is sorted by size, color, and firmness. Optical scanners equipped with advanced sensors grade the crowns with precision capable of analyzing thousands of heads per minute. The premium grade, dense dark green uniform florets is destined for fresh export markets and high-end retailers. Standard grade, slightly smaller or lighter in color, usually goes to domestic supermarkets. And the processing grade, still nutritious, but less perfect in appearance, is set aside for freezing or further transformation into soups, pre-cut salad packs, or blended vegetable products. For frozen broccoli, the process moves quickly. The crowns or florets are trimmed to consistent sizes, then blanched briefly in hot water or steam at around 185 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. This step destroys enzymes, brightens the color, and prepares the product for long-term storage. Immediately afterward, the pieces are plunged into ice water or passed through rapid air cooling tunnels, locking in the vivid green color and crisp bite. From there, the florets move into individual quick freezing tunnels, where cold air circulates at -40 degrees, freezing each piece separately so that nothing clumps together. The final product is bagged in vacuum-sealed or nitrogen-flushed packaging, ready for distribution to supermarkets and restaurants worldwide. Fresh broccoli for immediate sale follows another path. After sorting and trimming, heads are packed in moisture-controlled bags or boxes with ice or special breathable films. These packages are stacked onto pallets and moved into refrigerated warehouses that maintain precise humidity and airflow. Within 24 to 48 hours of leaving the field, many of these boxes are already on refrigerated trucks traveling across the country or loaded into shipping containers bound for overseas markets. This speed ensures that by the time a consumer in Tokyo or London picks up a head of American broccoli, it still carries the freshness of the California sun. And while the journey through the factory feels like a triumph of technology, none of it would be possible without the careful groundwork laid months earlier in the soil. Long before the harvesters and refrigerated trucks ever appear, the story of broccoli truly begins in the soil. Fields are carefully prepared months in advance because broccoli is a crop that rewards precision. Farmers start by plowing the land deeply to break up compacted layers and allow the roots to penetrate freely. The soil is then leveled and shaped into raised beds that improve drainage and help maintain even moisture. Since broccoli thrives in soils with a pH between 6.0 and 7.5, lime or other amendments are often added to correct acidity, ensuring the roots can absorb every nutrient. Fertilization plays a vital role at this stage. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are the foundation. But many growers also incorporate compost or organic matter to build soil health for the long term. Modern tractors equipped with GPS guidance apply fertilizers with remarkable precision, reducing waste and protecting the environment. In fact, the efficiency of today's nutrient management means less runoff into waterways and a more sustainable food system overall. With the soil prepared, it is time to sow. Farmers have two main approaches. In cooler regions, seeds are planted directly in the field. But in many places, especially large operations in California or Arizona, broccoli starts its life in greenhouses. There, tiny seeds are placed into trays filled with nutrient-rich growing media. Within a few days, pale shoots break the surface, soon unfurling into sturdy seedlings. At about 4 to 6 inches tall, these young plants are carefully lifted and transplanted into the field. Transplanting not only shortens the field cycle, but also gives farmers greater control over quality and uniformity. Spacing is critical. Each seedling is placed about 12 to 18 inches apart with rows 3 feet wide. This layout allows sunlight to reach every leaf airflow, to reduce disease pressure and enough room for the large crowns to mature. Automated planters make this process swift and accurate, covering dozens of acres in a single day while reducing strain on labor. Water is the next essential ingredient. Broccoli prefers cool, moist conditions, but not saturated soil. To strike this balance, modern farms rely heavily on drip irrigation. Flexible plastic lines run down each row, delivering water directly to the roots through tiny emitters. This method saves as much as 30 to 40% compared to traditional flood irrigation and ensures a consistent supply of moisture. In some fields, sensors buried in the soil measure temperature and humidity, feeding data to digital dashboards that tell farmers exactly when to irrigate. It is farming guided not just by intuition, but by real-time science. As the plants mature, farmers remain vigilant. Broccoli is vulnerable to a host of pests and diseases: aphids, flea beetles, cutworms, and fungal infections like downy mildew. Instead of relying solely on chemicals, many growers embrace integrated pest management. Beneficial insects such as lady beetles are released to feed on pests, and when pesticides are necessary, they are applied sparingly with precision sprayers that target only affected areas. This approach reduces chemical use and helps protect biodiversity in the fields. Over the next 60 to 90 days, the transformation is remarkable. The outer leaves expand, forming a natural canopy that shields the soil, retains moisture, and nurtures the central bud. Slowly, a tight dome of green florets emerges. At first no larger than a golf ball, it swells week by week until it reaches the ideal size of 6 to 8 inches across. Timing here is everything. Wait too long and the buds will loosen yellow and begin to flower. Harvest too early and the heads will be undersized. Farmers walk their fields daily, checking texture, color, and firmness, searching for the precise moment when each crown is perfect. When the broccoli crowns have reached their prime size and firmness, the harvest begins again, closing the cycle we've been following. Workers move through the fields in teams, each carrying razor-sharp knives. With a single practiced motion, they cut the thick stalk just below the crown, leaving enough stem to support the floret, but not so much that it adds unnecessary bulk. Every head is handled with care because even a small bruise or crack can shorten its shelf life. Freshly cut broccoli is placed onto mobile conveyor belts or directly into field bins. On many farms, refrigerated trailers called cold trucks wait at the edge of the field, ready to collect the day's cut. By moving the crop into chilled environments within hours, farmers protect its crispness and bright color. This method, called field cooling, has been one of the greatest advances in vegetable logistics, reducing waste and ensuring consumers enjoy broccoli at its freshest. Once inside the processing facility, the work of refinement continues. First, every head passes through a high-pressure water spray that rinses away dust and soil particles. Automated cutters then trim excess leaves and stems, shaping the crowns into the uniform pieces that buyers expect. A sorting line lit with bright white LEDs allows both trained staff and optical sensors to examine each floret. Any broccoli showing yellowing loose buds or signs of pests is removed. Only the most vibrant green, tightly packed heads move forward. For frozen broccoli, the next step is blanching. Each piece is briefly immersed in water, heated to nearly boiling. This quick treatment halts enzymatic activity that would otherwise dull the color and soften the texture, After just a few minutes, the broccoli is lifted out and plunged into ice water, locking in its deep green hue.